It is Never Run Alone. I am Rien MacDonald, joined via the internets with Kris, Farrenkothen and Merrick. Boys, how are we?
Good evening.
Good evening. Very, very well.
Dialing in from interstate things. We're all on computers. Sad to not be joined by Ella or Sissy, but we will be breaking down a bunch that has been happening over in Tokyo, as well as previewing Cam 3.5 weeks out from Melbourne Marathon, Kris with a boot that's about to go loose, and various other rogue questions that have come in via Instagram. This is a midweek pod, but you'll be listening to this after Friday, possibly next Wednesday. Who knows when you'll be listening to this, quite frankly, but after we finish recording, naturally. So let's jump into some questions. But first and foremost, a big thank you, as always, to our sponsor, Aid Station. Jimmy, Metz, the team there, really appreciate the work. Also had a great call with Anna McKenna, who's the partnerships at Aid Station. She's doing some great things, and we're going to be having a bit of a competition coming soon. So stay tuned to our socials for that. But yes, thank you to Aid Station. The code Never Run Alone gets you 10% off at the checkout. So get in on and around that for all your fueling needs. We're now going to go to some questions on the Instagram. If you don't follow us on Instagram, Never Run Alone, we do a warm-up segment, I should say, at the start of every main show, which is this one we're about to crack into. Now, these questions don't need to be warm-up related, albeit we call it the warm-up. So we've got some good questions. Purely to get me stopping to talk and getting everyone else to start talking. And we're going to go firstly with Sam Dreyfus, Smo & Co. He wants to know, if you were arrested with no explanation, which crime would your friends assume you'd done? Got to go to Merrick on this, because I reckon he's odds on to get arrested out of the three of us.
I reckon it would be like falling asleep trespassing or something.
Falling asleep trespassing?
Yeah, like on a night out, like trespassing somewhere, and then like kind of like crashing and like falling asleep, and then being awoken to be like, oh, you're in a place you shouldn't be. Would be my guess.
Like you've broken into a children's kindergarten or something to use the toilet, and someone's come in at 7 a.m. and you're still there?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe not children's kindergarten, but, you know, like a restaurant or something, or,
nice.
You know, a school.
A school, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
What you got, Kris?
Mate, I don't even know.
You get one of Paris.
I didn't get one. Maybe like public urination or something.
Yeah, there's only two parts here. It's like you need to go down the path of I'm going to actually commit a crime, or it's going to be like mine could be like embezzlement or something like that, or like money.
Yes, I went money laundering for you. I was like, you some kind of financial crime.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
You have shit in public a few times, Kris, but you've gone with public urination.
Probably defecate.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, on that line of thinking, I'd probably be like some copyright infringement. Just like I use Kate Trinata a lot. His instrumentals on a lot of the videos I put out on my personal socials, so he could come for me eventually.
Yeah,
if I pass off. Good question.
When?
As and when. Lovely stuff. Life of Max. What is the correct amount of toenails for a runner?
9.
I reckon, I was going to say 8. If you haven't lost one on each foot, what are you doing?
One on each foot feels aggressive. I feel like
you're not running hard enough.
There's always going to be one on the mend.
How many do you have right now, the pair of you?
I think I've just got my one back from Noosa. It's just about to be back. So that's what, 4 months ago. So I'm 9.5 at the moment.
Wow.
So I'm probably due to lose one in Melbourne.
9.5, nice.
I have 10.
R.I.P. in peace.
And like to comment on my own comment, I have never lost a toenail running, so I'm not trying hard enough.
Never lost.
Wow, not trying hard enough, but got injured. Sad.
Man.
Yeah, that's what the boot was for. I actually have to agree to.
It was all ploy. I lost all 10.
Yeah. All right, love it.
I reckon I'm at 9. I'm trying to think if it's the left or the right, but the middle toe on one of them has just been black for a while and it's pretty munted. So, yeah.
Shout out Maisie. I think she lost 4 on the Gold Coast.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a bloodbath. Yeah.
That's great.
all on the one foot?
That's
Or we?
grim.
No, I think it was a 3-1 situation or 2-2. I can't remember. Yeah,
3-1
one for the
to
neutrals
2.
regardless.
Yeah, end-to-end stuff.
Exactly.
Lovely stuff. Sissy Bergman, describe each of your dream days. This feels very wholesome.
Wow. This is very awesome.
I think it's got to start with a run and an ocean dip.
Okay. You've ticked off 2 of my 2 of mine. I was talking about this with Kirsty the other day. My dream, like summer day, is run in the morning, coffee, breakfast out, beach,
I'm on
home
the
for a
same
nap, and then something with friends in the evening.
He wanted to say sex there, but he didn't say it. He didn't say it, but he wanted to.
And nap.
Making a third child.
This is what I was talking about. I'd say pretty similar. And then, some kind of, brekkie out, definitely. Some kind of afternoon drink situation, sunset vibe, into a bit of a boogie. Call it a night.
Ooh.
Good feed, good dinner with mates. Yeah, it sounds perfect.
Do you like a drink too, mate? Do you enjoy a drink?
Sometimes. It's been a few weeks. I'm ready for Melbourne.
There you go. Love it. Yeah, I think you boys have nailed it, really. Run, I'd go into the swim, meal, Maggio's, or some similar sort of establishment. Yeah, I'd probably get a bit of work in. I do enjoy working every day.
You nerd.
Progressing the mission.
You're
Whether it's making a bit of content or whether it's just doing something. I'm not saying I have to be in the office and doing shit that no one likes to do. Like, it's the stuff I enjoy doing.
I'll do a crossword.
Yeah, perfect. On the toilet, get paid 2 hours.
Yeah, get a bit of chest Sudoku.
Hang with some mates, night out. Yeah, wholesome stuff. Good question, sis. Next up, Britt Ryan. I think this is a hat trick, 3 in a row from her. So thank you to Britt for submitting again. She says, hi again. I love your podcast. Do you have a coach? And what does a training week look like? I think we can maybe get to Cam. You can unpack this in the later segment, but you and I are both coached by Matty Abel. So I'll answer that for you. Cam, you've been coached by him since end of last year?
January this year.
I've been coached maybe a month before Sydney, so maybe call it start of August. And Kris, you're just coached by an eclectic mix of YouTubers and Google.
The power of the mind.
And he ended up in a moon boot, folks, so watch out.
And you too can be coached by Kris Farrenkothen.
The small fee of $199.
Oh, $199. Okay. Double the price.
One stress fracture. That's all you're going to pay.
Thank you to Brett.
Don't laugh and cry.
Mac Dewar has been on. He wants to know what.
Oh, lekker.
Lekker, man. What's Cambrero's go-to Zambrero order?
Ooh, wow. Sissy's going to be so glad that question was asked. It's a signature bowl at the moment. Guac, the whole lot. It's basically just a lot.
Everything. Yeah, a bit of everything, thanks.
Bit of everything, yeah. I had 2 of them the other night. It was great. After a gym ride, gym, sauna. Yeah, gym ride, sauna, straight to Zambro, double bowl on the way home. See you later.
Protein of choice?
Chicken, but I do need to branch out. I feel like I should have split it up between the 2, but I was a bit, I just got out of the sauna, keep it, get to business. Yeah, the brain was fighting for life. It's already running low anyway most of the day.
Nice.
So, yeah, good question, Maka. I'll have to start feeding you lots of questions.
Kris, you can answer if you want, mate. You got a Zambro order yet,
Yeah, one. I've had one. It was good. A double signature. 2 signature burritos. Yeah.
Love it.
Yum scrum.
Good man.
A lot of food. A big burrito.
Yeah, it was fat. Respect.
Give us before we get going. Let it know who's boss. Lovely stuff, Mac. Final question. Alex Petit, bit more of a running related one. What did you discover on your running journey that you didn't expect when you first started?
Great question.
Very good question.
I'm going to go real wholesome. Friends.
Oh, girls. You didn't expect that.
I didn't expect that. Not at all. Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
No.
Fair.
Yeah. I was a big time solo operator. I didn't really like running with other people. And then here we are running with people all the time.
It's in the podcast name.
I hated it. No, I have to talk about it.
No.
Yeah, nah.
I think the power of consistency is the biggest thing for me. Just the ability to zoom out on bigger goals. It helps you reframe a lot of decisions you make and just be like, even like other outside of running, contextualize decisions in the same context as you would attack a long-term goal in running. And I feel like that's the biggest thing that I've taken from it into other parts of my life.
Very nice.
Love it.
Yeah, I guess I would say in a way similar. Like I think I was thinking about this today where I don't know what I was looking at or watching. Maybe I was reading a book. I bought Undeniable by Cameron Haynes recently. So I've been reading that. Talks just about some, pretty hectic things going out into the wilderness, hunting elk, bears, having to travel 40, 50 Ks a day, carrying random animals. I know this is a really weird tangent, but stick with me. And it basically was like, I think you can go out and do those things. And I, for a period there, like really wanted to achieve a super fast half Ironman time and obviously still want to achieve super fast running times. But I think for me, like the focus that running gives me in my professional life and wanting to work hard is really good. And like, I've got a bit going on at the moment, but I need to get back into running. Like I'm on my only ran 3 times post Sydney. So need to get back into it consistently. The body's feeling good, but ran out of a bit of time today, but snuck in 6 Ks. So like went out for a 30-minute run. So that was good. And I just think something is better than nothing. Got to keep consistent on that. Even if, I maybe wanted to get 10, exactly the boys are doing stacking bricks with their hands for anyone not watching. But essentially, I think it's just like, don't do nothing just because you can't do the perfect session. Just get something in, stay consistent.
We'll talk about that after this.
That's it. That's it. Thank you for all your questions. Everyone there, as I said at the top, submit those via the Instagram and we'll warm up again next week. So thank you. Now we're going to go straight into a bit of Oz athletics, but really it's Tokyo. We've got the World Athletics over there. Can't really do the sound synchronized via a Google Meet, but we're all just going to sort of riff and chat about some of the big stuff that's happened. And I think for us, we obviously chat a lot about marathon running. And boys, that men's marathon on Monday morning, you're never going to see anything like it ever again. And if you do, well, you're in for a treat. Monday morning was wild.
Yeah,
that was honestly, that was honestly one of the best like race finishes I've ever seen in my life. Like first off, like the whole Tokyo thing at the moment, and I'm way more invested in it than I have been in any, even like Olympic track and field. Like I'm definitely more into that world now. I know who people are, and that's the beauty of when you invest in a sport, you get rewarded with interest and drama and chaos that you don't get if you're not invested. Like that
more context in your mind, right? And then you see implications.
You know,
sure.
Exactly. Like you ride the highs and lows more when you have investment. And even if it's just not, you know, I didn't know who the guy Simbu who won the marathon was before. I've done some since looked him up and done some research. He came second at Boston last year, I believe it was, or maybe it was Berlin. I had it up. Boston. He came second at Boston this year.
Wow.
So he ran it same races, you know, Connor, Manson, and those guys. He came second there, so he's a weapon. But yeah, just the whole thing so far has been so good. And I said it last week that it's the time zone is so perfect. You get the morning ones if there's anything good, especially on the weekend. It was nice. You could watch the women's one, or watch some of the morning heats and things like that. And then you just get at night, like you come home from work, chuck it on, you know, 3-4 hours, you're just kind of rolling around like through different bits of coverage. It's so good. It's been enjoying it so much. It's great.
Love it.
I think the best part about that marathon was that the lead pack was so big until 37 Ks. Like it was probably 20 people deep until 37 Ks, and that's when it thinned out. And then to have those three guys literally sprint finish.
They entered the stadium together.
Yeah.
Like final
that
300
downhill
meters of 3 blocks.
That driveway into the stadium.
I thought the same thing.
My word.
How do you not
so cool? Like your quads would have been absolutely screaming.
I remember seeing something similar with that, and I think it was Connor Mance talking about like the Boulder 10 that they do, and that finishes in the stadium. So I remember that one where he sprinted to win.
Yeah.
And he came similar, like he let the guy kind of like burst on the downhill, and then kind of like he kept himself consistent and then kind of surged off the bottom of it and got it. I know this was like wasn't exactly what happened, but it was just that the last, I mean, obviously it's a championship race. The conditions, we should talk about them, like insane. I know everyone was talking about it was going to be humid as anything and going to be an absolute like slugfest, but it really clearly humbled a lot of people. Like even the very best.
80% humidity.
I think it was like 32. Yeah. I remember I was briefly listening to Jack Rayner talking about him arriving in Tokyo, and he's like, I remember he like got on the plane, and he's like, as soon as he got off the plane and you get into the little tunnel thing off your plane, he's like, I immediately was like, whoa, okay, it's hot. Like it is just cooking. It obviously takes a couple of days to acclimatize, etc. But yeah, it's clearly was. You could see it by I've never seen it at an event like this before, where you had the drinks, you had sponges, you had ice bags, you had the neck bend ice. Those guys with sponges just sponging themselves. Like it was crazy.
Give me a cool sponge, please.
Exactly. And then you got to like 35K, and there's probably 25 people still in, and as it got to sort of 37-ish, it started to drop away.
Still think there was like 10. Still think there was like 10 pretty close to the end, like maybe the final 3Ks or so.
Yeah.
Clayton Young he ends up finishing 9.
Yeah. He dropped off at I think about 39 or so. Yeah. And it's like gradually they dropped a few.
Power to him as well, like crashing out at 40 minutes in. They're 14K in, and he just hit the ground. That sucks. Ate absolute dirt, and then picked himself back up, hopped on the back of the lead pack, and then got himself back to the front within probably a K. It's just crazy. Yeah. Like
it's the adrenaline.
You got to get like to not get completely rattled by something like that and fall off. You got to have a good head on you.
Totally.
Yeah. So and then obviously get to the final 5, and there was I think it was the Ugandan Chelangat. There was 2 Ugandans who were in it, and they just seemed to be more, I don't know, they seemed to be like working as a unit. And then one of them just completely dropped off the back. He was gone. And then this guy Chelangat looked like he was the one who was the most in control. And then again, we got to like a K and a bit out, maybe a K and a half, and he drops off, and then this Israeli guy drops off. then it was the final 3. And like you said, they sort of entered the stadium. The Italian guy who was in 3rd, rocking the do-rag, he you could tell was just like happy to have a medal because he was looking over his shoulder for the whole last time. As soon as they dropped off, he's like, all right, I've got a medal. I just need to hold this. So you can tell he wasn't really in the mood for it. It was those two. So came into the stadium, immediately the other two sprint off. The Petros gets ahead, whatever. He's like grimacing, and he just had nothing left. Simbu had the kick.
But he gapped
probably 30 minutes.
He gapped Simbu by like maybe 10 meters at the front. Like was in front by a little while, like as they hit the track, and then Simbu was like, I got you, man.
Well, it was like when they came down the straight, like he just found it more and just obviously surged. Yeah, so you always got to have a kick.
So that winning time, Alphonse Simbu winning 2:09.48, and Germany's Amanal Petros 2:09.48, separated by 0.03 of a second. And I haven't checked every result on the track for Tokyo, but I doubt there will be one with a smaller margin. So the fact that they've gone and run 42.2 kilometers for that, like kudos to both, like absolutely insane. The photo that went around, like the aerial view, like they're both right there. And then the ribbon, for anyone who's not aware, like it's always going to be off the actual finishing point. But I think, I don't know, like doesn't Petros finish with it? Like I see photos of like him holding it afterwards, and Simbu's just off, like probably looking up at the screen of like, did I win? Because I can't remember. I was just in such shock. Did they put it up straight away? Like who won?
Yeah, it was pretty quick. I think it was within like a little bit, but
But also,
like probably like 20, 30 seconds.
Petros carried on like he won the thing. His celebrations were
ice in the veins.
So good. Like,
the ice in the veins celebration after fucking not winning it.
You got out kicked. Like, fair enough, you've got a medal in like probably the hardest like championship race in a while.
Yeah.
But you got out kicked for the win, my man. You can't go ice in the veins.
Do we not think he should have just like cut across him?
I was thinking about this, and I think like kind of, but isn't there like right of way things in
in a marathon? I don't know.
I mean, if you're running a corner, you're not going to let the person, because they've got the line, like you're gonna cut across the tangent.
He should have run across him.
If he runs across him, they probably tangle.
And he wins.
Yeah, well, he should win. Imagine if they tangled and then the Italian comes and Bradbury's it. It was only 10 seconds away.
5 seconds.
Was it 5? I thought it was 10. Oh, yeah, it was 5 seconds. Goodness me. Yeah, so
it was 10 seconds
from Israeli. That's right. Wild. The Aussies that ran, we had Tim Vincent and Liam Bouden. Tim coming 44th overall, 2:20.12, and Liam 57th with 2:24.39. Liam Bouden, I think it's Seville, is his PB, 2:10.28. I believe he ran that a year ago, or was it earlier this year?
Earlier this year.
So that's giving the context of 14 minutes off his PB. Our man here, Sweet Prince Cameron Merrick, ran a minute faster than that in the Gold Coast this year, but just goes to show the tough conditions out there, not to be messed with.
We should say as well, the women's race there before also was only separated by 2 seconds. It's funny that was upstaged by the male race, but actually the women's race
that was
came down to the finishing in the stadium as well. And that kick it opened up relatively early into the going around the track, and it she just couldn't hang, and it just opened the gap and kind of held it. Jeb Charier, who I think ran at Gold Coast last year, potentially, and then a Sefa who ironically got similarly outkicked at Paris by Hassan, and
remember
with about 300 meters to go, and that was a bit of argy-bargy.
That was a bit of argy-bargy. Anyway,
yes, and so anyway, crazy. And then in third place in that was Julia Paternon, who's like she had a crazy story. She was like Uruguayan, Mexican-born, brought up in the UK, had done some track in the US, hadn't really blown out of that. Found the love for it, moved to Flagstaff, started training there, and now she's a world champs bronze medalist. Like insane.
It's like she's done less than 3 marathons or something. Like it's a very low number of marathons.
I think that was like a third.
Like the fact that she didn't know she was third as well, and then looked up at the screens, figured it out, and was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, beautiful stuff.
I love the slow-mo video of her running across the line, like confused, like holding up through, like looking around, and there's just an official on the sideline, and it looks like he doesn't even move. He's just like not phased at all. I'm like, mate, you're sitting in a chair. Help a girl out. She's just running a marathon.
Yeah, exactly. That's great footage. I saw.
Probably told her, but it's quite funny.
That was great footage I saw of like all the women like stepping down from like the podium or whatever. They have to get checked. I don't know if it's like they have to get checked or something. They're trying to like, walk out and they're like doing the like side walk down the stairs, like double stepping each thing. Like it was great. Like
it's good to know that even though they're Olympians, they're just like us at the end of a marathon.
Yeah. So anyway, that was obviously the best, I guess, finish you got to say. But there's been some unreal ones since then. We had the probably shout out Jess Hull last night in the 1500, hanging on for dear life.
Talk about hanging on for dear life.
I think Bruce McAvenny nearly had a seizure watching that. He just yelled out Jess like 6 times and then kind of like collapsed into his chair. So that was unreal. Her taking on Kip Yeagon, who is just obviously just the best by a margin. But so unreal. Jess is probably the only one who took it out and tried to hang with her and then kind of almost paid the price, but that's the risk you play. And then to be honest, like the Australian track has been pretty disappointing. I'm gonna say it, which has been, I was very optimistic in a lot of people, but even obviously, we're not expected to medal in a lot of these things, but just like getting to semi-finals, getting to some finals, maybe like it's just been pretty poor. A lot of people just missing out or putting themselves in positions where it's out of their control, like relying on qualifiers, getting pipped by times, like Peter Bowl last night, who I thought was coming in really strong. Just kind of like looked to fade in the heat and was kind of looking around trying to see where he was at and got pipped on the line, ended up being a qualifier and then missed out by a spot. Like you just can't. The experience kind of shows in those races of guys who just don't take the risk. Like you're better off racing and not saving yourself. I mean, obviously, I don't know what he's going through. He does that, but you see a lot of guys getting to that last 100 meters and they're checking their shoulder, trying to like cruise their way through. And in reality, like you're better off just getting through and make the mental toll of having to wait. It's just not worth it. So that was a bit disappointing overall from Australia, but probably the best races other than that, I would say would be the 3K steeplechase with Geordie Beamish from New Zealand. I think given Australia's been a bit low, we'll take the New Zealand brotherly success of a gold medal.
Absolute
crazy.
Fight to the face, comes back. Oh,
yeah. So in the heats, if anyone didn't see it, you might have seen the meme going around of him where there's like he's just under a pack with a spike on his face. But he crashed and he fell on like the second lap, I think, of the steeplechase off a hurdle, got up, ended up getting through in the top 6. Gets to the final, and El Bakali, who's the 4-time champion, massive favourite going in, is ahead at the end, and then just pretty much from the top of the straight, Beamish just like mows him down and then tips him on the line and just like has the kick. Like everyone talks about him having a kick, and he's won the indoor 1500 before. He's had success like in that short distance. He's clearly got that sort of 15 to 3K build. But realistically, like I told you the story of like one of the, I think it was the inside running guys was saying his brother put $10 in him because he was paying 150 to 1 or 200 to 1 or something like that. Like crazy. Obviously, like El Bakali is a massive favorite, and that's how most of these races go. The favorite wins, but that one was crazy. And then that's probably the best race other than the I say that, but the 10K was an amazing finish as well with Gressier, the French guy.
Oh, the commentary on that was wild, hey? Yeah.
Like phenomenal. That was insane as well. Like coming around the bend, there was like a 6 wide, and then Gressier kind of cuts through and beats.
He was like 4th on the bend.
Yeah, and he's a
we beat the American.
He's a big cross country. He beat Grant Fisher. Yep. And then
Fisher, who's obviously coming in hot. I think Fisher didn't even place for a medal.
No, it was Kajelcha, who's like probably the favourite, and then the Swedish guy Almgren, who had run. I think Seth had run against him, but like Gracia, who's like a cross country guy, just stormed through and won it on the end, like just crazy. And then I guess probably the one that's a bit obviously one of the biggest is the 100 meters. There was the sort of I called it out at the American trials, the Noah Lyles, Kenny Bednarek beef. They had a little push and shove. Lyles didn't run the 100, but won the 200. Bednarek won the 100. They both get there. Anyway, we get to this in the heats. Seville, who ended up winning the 100 meters, won the final. Seville walked out of the blocks in the first heat. I think he had like a 0.28 reaction, and everyone else was like 0.14. Like he walked out of the blocks. Anyway, obviously he ends up winning it. He's a gun. He gets through on, I think, a qualifier almost. And then they asked Lyles after Lyles won his heat. They're like, "Oh, did you see what happened with Seville?" And he's like, Lyles goes, "Oh yeah, man, he was like shitting it out." Basically, like he was shitting himself out the back. So that doesn't surprise me. And and I was like, whoa. Like Lyles is pretty candid about what he thinks, but he said that, and then he also did say he's a dog. I'm sure we'll see how we go. I'm sure it'll be a great final. But obviously the headline is as you've been like Seville was shitting himself out the back. Then you get to the final, like he didn't say shitting himself, but he was like, looked scared or whatever.
Yeah.
But you get to the final, and Seville ends up winning it, beats Lyles, who comes third, and Lyles beats Bednarek, who was beefing with in fourth. It was just like, there's something about like track and field that these guys compete against each other all the time, and it's so confidence ego based that you have to like believe that you're better than everyone else, and it just has such a beautiful ability for spice. And I think that is what I'm finding the more I invest in following it, that there's just, if you pick the right race and you find the right couple people, there can be some serious spice and bad feelings.
To go on the other end of it, so you got the spice and the drama of the 100 meters, but then the camaraderie in the high jump, not the high jump, the pole vault. Yeah. So you've got Aussie guy, whatever his name is, I cannot remember off the top of my head. Like McIntosh or something like that.
It was Marshall. Curtis Marshall.
Marshall. He comes third. There's a Greek guy comes second.
Morales. Yeah, he ran.
Then you've got Mondo, who broke the world record, but the other two had bowed out already, and Mondo's gone, I'm going to go for the world record, obviously. And he clears 6:30, and just I think it was second, third, and fourth all run up to him and like parade him around the stadium. Then I was listening to Curtis getting interviewed afterwards, and they're talking about how all of them are going out to do karaoke afterwards together.
I was going to say, that's what I was going to say.
Like, imagine that group chat for life. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. Marshall got interviewed on SBS the next day, like at Shibuya Crossing in Japan, him and Jess Hart with their medals, because he got a bronze medal. And he was talking about how they did, karaoke the night before. And he's like, he did Iris. One of the boys did like Justin Bieber, like Mondo was doing what he was like, some other stuff. Like it was just, I was like, man, because Marshall was saying that because they just all compete on the circuit all together. Like they kind of just go against each other continually. And I feel like there's again, like I said, there's less. I think with like jumpers and throwers and like there's less beef. I don't know why. It's more just kind of like I think everyone knows roughly where they're at, and you kind of just like hoping everyone breaks. Do you
think there's probably less money in it? Like, I don't think
maybe
the high jumpers and the hammer throwers are getting paid as much as the 100-meter sprinters.
Yeah, but I think Atlantis probably gets.
Mondo has he's made like over maybe $1.5 coming up $2 million in the last few years just off breaking the world records.
Isn't it? Yeah, I heard he's got some ridiculous contract.
100 grand every time
he breaks the record. Right, and he just keeps breaking his own record
by 1 centimeter.
I thought it was 250K, but even 100K.
I think that's just
cool.
I think it's just 100K from World Athletics, and he probably has more courses in his contracts with Puma. And
I think he gets a bit from Puma as well. Wow.
Puma commented on one of his things. I think it was on the last world record. They were like, "Please give us a break."
Yeah. Well, I saw a thing that apparently this like Soviet dude in like the 80s and 90s did the same thing and just kept continually breaking it slowly, did the same thing. So he's not even the first person to do it. He saw the method and cashed in.
He's like, I can do that.
Yeah. Love it.
Very
so
good.
Yeah, outrunning tonight is probably the only one that we haven't spoken about, but yeah, that'll be.
Yeah, what time is that on? It's like pretty late, I think. 11.
It's like an hour from now.
Oh no, 9.
10 o'clock. Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice. I just want to go back. The women's marathon, we missed the Aussies, and I want to just give them a shout out. So we had Vanessa Wilson, 38th place overall, around 2:39.17. Sarah Klein at 42nd, 2:41.46, and Tara Palm, 48th, with 2:44.51. So great efforts from the women. I think it's safe to say not our biggest names in Australian marathon running currently have all done some good things, but regardless, still very, very challenging conditions. I think very similar to the men, and both races got moved half an hour earlier in the morning just to try to get out of a bit of the heat, which, probably helped only slightly, but originally meant to be starting at 9 a.m. local time for us, or 8 a.m. I should say local time in Tokyo, move forward that half hour. So yeah, good on the girls.
Unfortunately, Ella's not here, but all three of them are teachers. Like Ella.
Wow.
All three of them do it. They're all they were talking about one of them, I think it was Vanessa Wilson was talking about how she must have found like marathon running like really late in life, like in her 30s, and then, has gone all the way to the world champs. But yeah, they were all talking about the schools that they teach at and stuff like that. It was great. So yeah.
Very cool.
So for Ella soon, if she can keep working.
Come on.
Come on, girl. Take a few weeks off. Give your body some time.
She'll love that.
She will. Well, this is going to be out on Friday night, 5 p.m. And I believe on Friday night, Seth O'Donnell, content king, he's running the 5K. Is it the first round of heats, or is it straight into the final, right?
There's one heat. There's like one round of heats and then straight to the final.
Brilliant. So that'll be Friday night. When the Hawks are playing Geelong, his beloved Hawthorn Football Club in the AFL.
That's a good omen for him.
AFL prelim. Yep. Up against, if I'm right in saying, Andy Buchanan's Geelong Cats. So a classic rivalry in the footy and the potential 5K prince for Australian running, making his debut for Australia. Good luck to him.
Hope he goes well.
It'll be fun to watch. The big
Whether he runs a final or not, I think if you can just, hang with the big dogs on the world stage, that's pretty impressive.
It's his debut. It's great regardless. Like, he's on the stage now.
Like, whenever I've seen him run, and obviously it's the world champs, so the best of the best are there, but whenever I've seen him run, he fucking goes out. Like, he pushes it. He doesn't just sit in the pack. Like, he's a gutsy runner. So, admittedly, I haven't seen him run.
That might work for him.
Dozens of times, but we saw him at Zatopek last year. Like, watching that, he was up the front. I think he faded toward the end, but really great run. And then I've seen him.
He won those 5K championships.
Right.
So, yeah, he's a weapon. So, I look forward to seeing how he goes there.
So, who else is running from Australia? Your man?
It is Jack Rayner. And, I should know who this is.
But Jack Rayner also running at Melbourne. So,
3 weeks later, quick backup,
potentially a bit of a leveler for our man Cam, who, you're saying 220, I'm saying 219, but yeah, great form line.
Yeah, we'll see if I can hang with the
bit of a stall sort of area.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not far off. I don't know if I can find who it is, but anyway, yeah, he's a weapon. I'm hoping he goes well. Oh, here we go. 5K is Rayner. I should have this. Rayner, O'Donnell, and Robinson. Kai Robinson.
It's Kai Robinson.
Not Brett.
Not Brett Robinson. I almost tweeted out there, but yeah, no, it is Kai Robinson, who is, had some good form in Europe this year, so we'll see.
Yeah, lovely. A big name, actually, that we didn't mention, Cam Myers, 1,500.
Yeah.
not getting through the heats, which is a big shame. But I think Bruce McAvaney called it very well. Probably just a bit of inexperience at that top level. Like, great runner, I think will be there for us for, a decade or more. But, just got caught wanting, didn't find himself in a good position. And I guess it's hard to kick against some of these elite runners.
I think with a lot of the younger runners, just the inexperience in positioning and then timing your kick and all of that. And they Lachtenhouse, whatever his name is, the US kid. Lukenhouse. He just got stuck on the outside for pretty much the entire race. And they were talking about how the poor kid's going to have run 850 meters. Yeah.
I just think, those like championship, especially Myers, who's been doing a lot of Diamond League and stuff in the US. A lot of those are like pace races. They're pretty quick. Like when you get to the championship races, often they're a bit more tactical, and you've got to find yourself in bunches, and people will accordion in the field. They'll go out, stretch it out, and then shrink it back in. And then you see the guys who are much better at positioning themselves. Like Grant Fisher's a great one of that. He always seems to be in the right spot. And then you've got people like Cole Hocker who just find themselves on the rail all the time, and often just it opens up for them, but sometimes it doesn't. Like how he got disqualified in the semi. But that's how it is, right? Like that's racing, that's track. Like sometimes you're gonna get caught in spots where you don't want to be, and it's like, how do you get out of it? So anyway, it's all happening.
We could no doubt nerd out on it for another half hour, if not more, but we'll crack on. But there'll be a couple of nights of running that will have happened by the time people are listening to this. But I think, when does it end? Maybe at the weekend or
the 5K is the last one. So you still got the men's 200, you got the 5K, you got the women's 400 hurdles, men's 400 hurdles, women's 800, the women's 100 hurdles.
This weekend, doesn't it? The 21st.
Yeah. So, Sunday night.
Sunday night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Men's and women's 400 meters like flat as well.
Yeah, and you got the relays as well.
Yeah.
So.
Good track to be run.
Listen to Bruce and Tamsin. They're doing well. Lockie Kennedy early on as well.
Bashir.
Bashir. What an iconic voice for all the football
fashion
fans out there. We talked about it. Melbourne Marathon, 3.5 weeks out. Cam Merrick, how are we feeling? We're back. Big session at the weekend.
We are back. But there's cracks in the armour, but we're ducking and weaving. It's a game at the moment of like picking the sessions and how to get the body right. I'm nursing some stuff that will be addressed post marathon, but in the meantime, it is just a management game I've got like some of my Achilles is kind of like my lower calf, like tib post area that sort of runs under your foot, like your ankle tendon, like just under the ball of your ankle. Then that is kind of just flared. It's been, to be honest, I've been managing it for like 2 months plus. And really I need a couple of weeks off, but it's kind of consistent 1 to 3 pain that sort of eases throughout a run, but it's just pain management. And that has been, something I needed to manage. It flared up a bit post big session. Obviously the Sydney Mara, and then Sydney Mara had some ITB hip stuff that has been real. It was for a week. It was pretty scary, really, whether I was going to have to really drop off. But I ended up taking a few days off, giving it some time, getting the treatment, doing the work in the gym, and then on the weekend, did a big marathon pace session. I think it was 4x5, and I was able to hold pretty much like 3:16, 3:17 pace for those, which is a bit below where I want to be. So that was good.
What's your pace need to be for Melbourne if you want to run 220, 219?
It's 3:19. So obviously those are in a long run. So like, and it was hot that day. So it's kind of hard to know, but I felt good. Got through that, felt happy with that. It was pretty consistent splits. I think the 5K splits were like 16-20, 16-24, 16-20, 16-22 or something like that. Like it was pretty dialed. And then
quicker than both of mine and Chris's 5K PBs. Perfect.
Yeah.
Back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, Britt Ryan asked at the top what a typical training week looks like, but also Britt, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are, keep in mind, this guy is not normal.
Yeah, I'll give you the training week if you want it. I mean, this week or last week was a good one because I actually got every session done last week, which is good. It is so Monday double day, strength in the gym and easy run like an hour and a bit. Tuesday is easy run again like an hour and a session. Last week I think I can't remember what I did, but it was a session of some kind. Then probably like, something by 1K or something like 8 by K or something like that. Then Wednesday was again gym and then easy run at night for another hour. Thursday was like 5K easy run in the morning, and then I did thresholds in the afternoon. So I did 3 by 3K thresholds with like the K floated between. Ended up being like 17K.
Just explain what a threshold is for anyone listening who maybe don't know.
Yeah, so threshold is kind of like a bit faster than your marathon pace. Something you could ideally hold for like an hour. It's kind of like where you sort of tick up into like lactate, your threshold, your lactate starts rising and you sort of start to burn out faster. So you want to be just below that level. So realistically, it's around your half marathon to like 15K. Like imagine you're running 15K, what sort of pace you'd go for most people. For me, it's like around half marathon pace. So yeah, and this was the first session I came back. So it was slightly slower than I would have like a normal threshold would be. But anyway, did that easy run Friday. Did a 12K in the morning on Saturday morning, did some bike in the afternoon and mobility work. And then, Sunday I did 35K with the 4x5. So that was a full week. So realistically, it's about 9 or 10 runs, 2 gym sessions and a bike maybe. That's a lot.
And this is the guy you're aiming for, 220, 219 Melbourne Marathon. Yeah. So not your common week for most. I think is this obviously a lot of work there.
This is your last kind of big week?
Next week will be the last big one. I've got next Sunday, the session is 38 with 4x6K.
So next Sunday, is that the 28th of September?
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, that's the thing. We're feeling good. But back into, I've just been managing the easy runs with bike if I need to swap out to get the cardio, but take some impact off the joints. And then, feeling pretty strong. Did a good track session last night, some 400s. I'd say I would like to be in a more strong position in terms of how the body feels, but I still have confidence in the ability to rip on a race day. Is where I'm at.
Feel fresh as a daisy post taper, mate.
Yeah, hopefully so. Yeah. That's the plan. So I'm hoping that plus, if I can get these set, I probably got five sessions maybe before I start to taper of like big blocks. We've obviously got this treadmill race thing on the weekend where that'll be probably around that threshold, sort of big threshold sesh, which will be good. And then pretty much, taper into Melbourne. 3.5 weeks. It's scary stuff. Feels like it wasn't that long ago that I was doing Goldie.
I bet.
So it's all happening.
Beautiful stuff, mate.
Love it, mate. Good stuff. Kris, what's the update with you? Moonbird coming off soon. We saw Ned Brockman on the Instagram stories, got his off.
Mate,
threshold reckons he's going out and doing a threshold session, which is wild.
All psycho. Ned and I are twins. We both got our boots off today. Happy days.
Did you get the stiff lane foot off or was it different? Do you know?
I think different. I think his is right foot.
Yeah. Good. So you had a complete set.
Yeah, between the two of us, we have one functioning set of legs.
Unlike Ella with her shoes that she took to school today.
Yeah, she took 2 right shoes to school for those
You
listening.
you idiot, Ella.
Nice.
But yes, food is off, which is great. I'm maxing out at about 5,000 steps a day for the next few days. See how we feel. Get it up to about I think like 5 to 6 of walking in the next 2 weeks. And then hopefully we'll be able to get into the Alter G like anti-gravity treadmill thing and get some sub body weight intervals going, which will be good.
Wow.
Take the body over. High tech, baby. Shout out Athletes Authority, legends.
Real Clayton Young areas from you. I like it.
So get into that fancy treadmill and get some running miles in finally. Probably about 70% body weight. And then kind of dial that up over the coming weeks. And I've had in my head this whole time, if I can be running unassisted by November, I will be a happy man. So I think we're on track, which is great.
Nice. Yeah, mid-September? So 6 weeks? That'd be great. And then that gives you call it 5.5 months until Boston?
Yeah, a good amount of time. A good amount of time.
Nice.
So probably ideally would want 6 months of proper, not block, but full health, but 5.5 months will do.
Yeah.
Sick.
Love it.
Yeah.
I was going to read this thing last week. It's just like a piece of writing by a guy. His name's Coach Summer. He is a men's gymnastics coach, national team coach, I think for the US. And I read it in Tim Ferriss's book, Tools of Titans. So the piece of writing is called The Single Decision. And I was wanting to read it in relation to the fact that you and I, Kris, are going for sub 230 at Boston, which we've obviously both been dealing with some injuries around that. You not being able to run Sydney, me being, affected by it. Still managing to get out there though, thankfully for me. But I wanted to read part of this, and it's the idea of that's the decision that we've made. And then I still want to go for Boston, sub 230. But regardless of if I get there or not, obviously there's going to be challenges along that way like we're dealing with now. But I will get to sub 230 at some point in my life. And I'm not saying this as an out for me not to be able to do it. But I'll read this and hopefully he can add some context to that. So he says, dealing with the temporary frustration of not making progress is an integral part of the path towards excellence. In fact, it is essential and something that every single athlete has had to learn to deal with. If the pursuit of excellence was easy, everyone would do it. In fact, this impatience in dealing with frustration is the primary reason that most people fail to achieve their goals. Unreasonable expectations time-wise, which I think for me is an important one in this case, right? So unreasonable expectations time-wise, resulting in unnecessary frustration due to a perceived feeling of failure. Achieving the extraordinary is not a linear process. The secret is to show up, do the work, and go home. A blue-collar work ethic married to indomitable will. It's literally just that simple. Nothing interferes. Nothing can sway you from your purpose. Once the decision is made, simply refuse to budge. So there's a lot more writing around it, but that fired me up. I read it again. It was just in a pile of notes at home that I've had printed off for years and applied in various moments in my life. But just that single decision of I'm going to run sub 230 one day. I had that thought very quickly after finishing New York Marathon, walking next to you, hobbling next to you, Kris. And it would be great to do it in Boston next year. But realistically, and I'll reread that one line again, which I think is really great. It says, unreasonable expectations time-wise, resulting in unnecessary frustration due to a perceived feeling of failure. If we just don't stop, there's 45-year-olds that run sub 2:30, right? Realistically, I'd like to run sub 2:30 and not be broken. So I'd like to do it maybe again, or at least still be pretty fast. So I just wanted to sort of share that as context of like, you know, even now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit. My coach, Matty, as well, he wants me doing, you know, 55Ks a week consistently over the next couple of months, putting in some bike sessions, putting in some swims, getting in 2 workouts a week. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that this week and might not be able to next week either. But just knowing that if I can do what I can in this time, and then when I'm a bit more in control of my schedule, I'll be able to get back into just that consistency, show up, do the work, go home. That's my thoughts and my message.
So it is. I reflect on a year ago, training for Queenstown, and at this time I was probably still thinking like 255. And, you know, we're 35 minutes past that now. Like, it's pretty scary. But it's just consistent. Like, I don't know. This last few weeks is only the first few weeks I actually had to change some sessions. And even that still is like just a mindset change more than it is a, you know, actual missing of sessions. There haven't been many runs in the last year where I've gone like, I should be doing this, but I haven't ended up doing it. Like, that's the biggest change in my life. Like you said, once you make the contract with yourself that you're doing it, regardless of what the conditions are, it's kind of non-negotiable.
Love it. I'll put the full link to the quote in the show notes for anyone who wants to read it and have a reread, in case they got a bit lost in my accent. Shall we go to buy, sell?
Yeah. Anyone got something for me? Okay.
Yeah.
Who's got one?
I think you kick us off, Merrick. We always know Kris thinks about it on the spot, and I can see.
No. I've had one since the gun.
Oh, go then, man. Go then.
Let's go.
Line bike classes. I'm buying them.
Oh, go then. Unreal.
So obviously I've been booted up for the last month. I've been line biking from the metro station to work every day. And I was like, after 1 week, I was like, this is quite unsustainably expensive. And then it was costing me like $4.50 one way. So it's costing me roughly, call it $10 a day, 4 days a week, $40 a week. And I was like, that's not on. That can't happen. Get myself a $12.99 pass for 60 minutes. Laughing. Absolutely laughing.
There you go.
Yeah. Hang on, I don't understand that. $12.99 for 60 minutes? What?
And you run down the 60-minute balance.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it expires after 60 minutes. Mate, you're losing money there.
No.
I get you. Right.
Yeah.
It gives me 60 minutes to run down over I think it's like 3 or 4 days. Saving myself $30 a week.
So it incentivizes you to hoon is essentially what I'm hearing.
Big time.
Well, anti-usable.
Big time.
Love it.
Very nice. I'm going to go next because I feel like I often let you go before me, Cam, and I often basically have a very similar thing or just say, I'm copying.
I wonder if we got the same thing.
And people are calling me out. So I am buying Bruce McAvaney.
That's what I was going to buy.
Let's go. I knew it.
SBS coverage.
I mean, I'll let you do most of the talking on it, but I just want to say, I believe he, and I could be wrong on this, but Bruce, iconic voice of Australian sport over the years, commentated on the AFL, has done a lot of Olympics, Com Games, probably more sports than I have bothered to watch and listen to over my life, right? Horse racing, of course, Melbourne Cup. But I believe he had some health issues recently, or certainly was not involved for a period there. So it might not have been health related, but wasn't around for a couple of years. But he's back for these Tokyo Games. And I just think if everyone had the passion for their thing in life, like a 72-year-old Bruce McAvaney has for even non-Australians out there running, the guy is so knowledgeable. He has the stuff he was dropping in the marathons was just outrageous. I am So much love for that man.
I was going to say and this is like, I think, what, first off, it's like a warm hug hearing him in your ears as you hear him watching sport. Like, people have depending on what sport you're listening to, you might not like him in a certain sport, or you might think he's better at certain things, whatever. But like, the thing you can't deny is his passion and his knowledge. Like, first off, like, and I, as a sport lover, and I'm sure we're all similar, like, you just love seeing greatness. And that's, I think, what he loves the most. He loves the theater of sport, but he loves witnessing like true greatness. And there's few things that like allow that, like athletics, where it's just raw athleticism, who can deliver in the biggest stage and like push the human barrier, and he just like laps it up. And he's, like you said, I said it in the chat this morning, I'd love to see what his preparation is and how he goes about it, but his passion and ability to recall, things from the 90s and the early 2000s when he was commentating like a bunch as well, just it adds context. Like, and to be fair, Tamsin as well in the comms has had some good tidbits as well. She's a bit more, her stuff has been a bit more recent with like what they're currently dealing with or stuff in their life at the moment, which is also adds some color. But it's just anchored by Bruce with his ability to like bring it back on path, ability to rise to the moment, to like be chill when you need to. Like the Jess Hull race last night, you watch him, he's like standing out of his chair, like screaming, and just he's just the best. It's so good having him back. So I'm loving it. You're on mute.
Ren, you're on mute, mate.
Perfect. We are bye, Bruce, is what I said.
Beautiful.
We're also buying a microphone. No, I've got a microphone. Just
yeah.
That's it. I think we wrap it there, lads. We've been yapping for an hour. We've probably gone longer than we all anticipated. But a big shout out again to the Aid Station. Thank you for sponsoring. Thank you all for listening. Britt, Ryan, I hope we answered your question. But thank you all for submitting. Keep sharing it. Love the pod. If you love it, leave us a review on what platforms are we on? We're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube.
And if you're in Melbourne, let us know, because I want to know who's going to be out there on the course cheering for us.
Yeah,
because I'm going to be riding solo for a lot of this race. I'm going to need some people on the sideline.
You're going to have to. October. You're going to have to get your get a name on your vest.
I'll have Merrick on my bib.
Mez or Merrick? Yeah, no.
Good. I'll have Merrick. Yeah, it's going to say Merrick.
2 syllables.
Oh yeah, I forget that you're an elite start. You get that.
Yeah, they get the last name on it.
Passion. Well, yeah, 12th of October. If you're in Melbourne, get around Cameron, Merrick, the Elite Field. Do we know what number you are yet, or does that drop?
No, not yet.
Race week. What do we think? What number? I don't reckon you'll be top 10.
I guess like 33.
I like it. I'm turning 30. I'll be 33. I'll be 5 days 33 on the 12th.
Perfect. Good omens.
Mate, unreal. That has been Never Run Alone. Come one, come all, come running. We will see you next week. And good luck to Seth O'Donnell on Friday night. Go Hawks.
Up, out.
All right.